airy pavilions, narrow corridors, calligraphy carvings. This garden is pretty typical of an ancient-style Chinese garden, but in fact it's the former residence of the renowned Chinese explorer from the Ming Dynasty, Xu Xiake. He spent more than 30 years travelling throughout China and documented his diaries in the Travel Diaries of Xu Xiake. So what about starting our getaway in Jiangying at a historical standpoint? Well, this is the very bridge where Xu Xiake embarked on his first ever journey around China, so it only seems fair to kickstart our exploration of Jiangying right here. The town of Xu Xiake is about 30 minutes drive from Jiangying city. Jiangying is located in the south of Jiangsu province, right along the Yangtze River. One of the must-sees you're sure not to miss is right here. That's right, folks, this is Jiangying Yangtze River Bridge. The bridge is the fourth longest spanning suspension bridge in the world and the biggest in China. The main span stretches for 1,385 metres, while the clearance stands at 50 metres high, the equivalent of a 20-storey building. Even the whopping 50,000-ton Panama freighter can pass over the bridge without batting an eyelid. Every day, thousands of cars and trucks drive over, making it an important connection point on the Yangtze. This whole cylinder actually is one of those blue bits up there. You see those wire cords coming down all the way across the bridge. Actually, inside each one of those is this whole section, and inside each one of these is thousands and thousands and thousands of these steel cables. Why do they build it like this? Well, for all you science buffs out there, in fact, it's a bit like chopsticks, as you can imagine. One chopstick, easy to crack, but if you have thousands of them packed closely together, then it's actually very, very hard and more efficient than having one solid piece of stainless steel. Fact of the day. Since cars aren't allowed to stop and you can't take snapshots on the bridge, we'd recommend popping over to Goosenose Park. The higher you stand, the further you see. So I head for the stairs. But after you get to the top, there's a far more efficient way to get 135 metres up in the air. So at least this time we're not on the mega drop. Actually, this is just a rotating thing that goes all the way up to about 135 metres to give us a good bird's-eye view of the whole city. We've got the suspension bridge over there, all the cranes behind me, and the rest of the city below our feet. In true getaway style, we hope to expose more of this lifestyle in relatively unexplored and fairly untouristy destinations. So we head downtown to Zhongshan Park, highly recommended by the locals to blow the morning cobbles away. This particular form of exercise is called Mulan Fan, derived from Mulan boxing, one of the Chinese martial arts. I'm really not much of a spectator, so I get straight in there, despite not really knowing what's going on here. Some moves are pretty tricky. Luckily, I have some foundation of yoga. After that, I ask the master for some personal training. 阿姨，你可以教我很简单的动作吧？打一个圆。一个圆。右手在上。右手在上。好。手手在上。好。弹出去。嗯哼。I said simple, didn't I? 转身。开始。 It may look elegant and smooth, but after several simple moves, I have to say I'm out of breath. It may look easy, but just like Tai Chi, it requires core strength and focus. 一个上一个下，圆打圆。 怎么样？很好的，很好的。你在这里要先提学会了，刚提学会。哦，谢谢阿姨。你跳的多久？我跳到22年了。22年。42岁开始跳的，现在65岁了。 哇，这个茶壶对你的身体有好处。
哎，对，颈椎、肩椎，以前我不好的身体，现在
也对，你是美容的。
哎，对，美容的，
美容的，
真的美容的。
对，我相信你。
一定要放松，打得美，打得好看。
啊，我要放松我的肌肉。
一定要放松。
It's true. I need to become a lot more flexible to master this sport. I think. Next time, 下一次，我放松我的肌肉。
好的，
好，谢谢阿姨，谢谢。Noise activities don't end until around lunchtime. In Zhongshan Park, exercising in a traditional Chinese way is not your only option. Group dance, waltzing in pairs, or on your own. Luckily, people are less concerned about their moves looking professional and more into passing several pleasant hours tapping through the morning sun. So many people are just in search of my dancing partner. 我可以跟你跳舞吧？我可以跟你跳舞。你可以教我一下。
听音就好了啊。
你几岁
？89。
89，哇
！90岁了。
哇！我很喜欢你的外套。After the dancing, this fashion-conscious old chap shares his secret of longevity with us. 8个小时
休息。
哇，你的身体很好。
2个小时，晚上还是3个小时。
哇，我半个小时已经跳舞了，已经累死了。In Zhongshan Park, everyone has his own way of having fun. 你们好。你好。谁赢了？
没有赢。
没有赢，还没赢呢。
好，再见啊！不行了。
Zhongshan Park is probably one of the liveliest parks I've been in for a while. There's all kinds of exercise going on here, including the martial arts, the dances, the walking backwards, literally everything you can think of. And it's situated luckily right downtown, so there's no excuses not to get up and do some morning lunges. The best way to get here by car is taking the G1501 highway and then switching to the S38. Cars aren't allowed to stop on the bridge, so we'd recommend Goose Nose Park so you can take in the views of Jiangyin Yangtze River Bridge and beyond. There is no entrance fee for Goose Nose Park. It does cost 10 RMB to enjoy the 360-degree view of Jiangyin City. Zhongshan Park is located in the downtown area of Jiangyin and is also free of charge. Hot in there. So once again, in typical Chinese style, we are pushing the boundaries of what we can and can't eat, this time with this pufferfish. So the reason I'm not too keen to touch this thing is because it is deadly. The fins, the blood and the roe is actually the most poisonous parts. As soon as they touch you, after 30 seconds, kaput! So I'm hoping they know what to do with these in the kitchen, because I sure as hell don't know, and I don't want to be the one degutting this thing. Okay, 吃饭吧. I've nipped behind the scenes here at Pufferfish Paradise to make sure that they're not about to poison me with their cooking methods. 你好，阿姨。你好。你们在做什么？在做鱼。在这里还是这里？啊，这里。可以看一下。是。啊，你煮的对吗？啊，对。 有什么味道？
是这个红烧啊，
红烧啊，
红烧。
OK， 你放什么配料？
纯黄酒，纯黄酒烧的，然后是老冰糖，
老冰糖，
老冰糖，然后就酱油，还有盐，
然后要煮了多长时间
？45分钟。
45分钟。Okay, so finally, after 45 minutes, we have puffer fish. It's not exactly the most attractive dish I've ever seen, I'm not going to lie. And they've kindly put 2 lots of testicles on top of my dish, so that's always a treat, isn't it? Fantastic. Anyway, the skin looks a little bit slimy, so I'm going to head straight for the meat, which I hear is the safest part. I eat my puffer fish, and then joke. It's okay, we're all still alive. The fish is a distinct flavour with a firm texture that lingers on your tongue. But if you think Jiangyin is only famous for its puffer fish, then think again. The next day, I dropped by another local restaurant. The number of local delicacies here just blew me away. Ooh, what have we got here? Okay, so these 3 dishes, I believe, are some of the local specialities. This one in here looks to be braised pork. And what have we got in here? Ooh. I love that smell actually, but a lot of foreigners hate this smell. It's lobo or braised radish. I love it. And what's the surprise waiting for us under here? Chicken feet. This is every foreigner's nightmare actually, but gotta be brave when in Rome. Yummy. Yummy. 老板，这里还有什么特色菜？
店里特色菜是椒麻鸡、特色猪脸、老妈鱼头黄。
鱼头黄
好吃，味道
好，我什么都要尝一试。
好的，
谢谢。Izzy, you'll regret saying that. Then I can see. 太多了。Well, let me finish this lavish meal first, and then I'll figure out a way to burn those calories. But where? Looking out across the Yangtze River, some skimpily clad locals catch my attention. The Jiangyin winter swimmers. 你好，你好，哇，你冷不冷？冷，好爽吗？爽。你为什么来这里去游泳呢？
因为我们江阴这个地方有一个漂亮的良港，漂亮的游泳池，这是我们的。不管刮风下雨，我们都在这边游泳。下雪又冷又要过来。哎呦，
每天你来？
每天来。
哇 ，crazy！ Well, dipping into the Yangtze in this weather isn't exactly my cup of tea, but I do pick up some other skills. 你在做什么？你在做什么？活动。是太极。
它就是这样的，它就是。
Oops, is this really Tai Chi?
要用的好处很多的，冬泳还能保平治病。
保平治病。
对。
No, you did hear correctly. That's the local dialect I'm speaking. However, the Yangtze River is not only here for the winter swimmers, but also played a very important role during Jiangying's various bloody battles and wars, dating right back to the Chunqiu period. In the Jiangying Battle Museum, you can see local weapons throughout history, recording the changes the city has seen throughout time. So because the battles have gone on for centuries here, there's all kinds of weapons here, ranging from stones and even solid rocks, all the way through to modern guns and feel the sword fighting up here. So why was Jiangyin so important as a battlefield in ancient times and even actually in slightly more modern history? Well, the answer lies, as it does in a lot of history, with its geographical location. In fact, right here, the Yangtze River is at its very narrowest, only 1.5 kilometers wide. And also, it was used as a gateway to the rest of China because, of course, from the south, you can then access Nanjing, you can access Shanghai. Everything is then at your doorstep, so it's all about accessing it through Jiangyin. So this tunnel here is around 200 meters long and it leads all the way to the Yangtze River. Now during wartime it was actually used to store all the bombs and weapons here as a secret hiding place. Let's go and have a look. Well, here, welcome to my boudoir. This, in other words, is the bomb shelter. So this is where, obviously, people came to protect themselves from the aircraft going around bombing each other like crazy upstairs, and also where they held the bombs and the weapons themselves. And actually, it's quite handy as a little hangout because it keeps warm in the winter times and pretty cold and chilled in the summertime. So, an all-round party, really. Walking out of the tunnel, I seem to be leaving the wartime period. Time to reflect on the more peaceful times we're now living in. The fish, the birds, the water, all appearing like a far more harmonious existence for both nature and people. Well, getting back to nature, what about horse riding? My favourite. Yes, I know. He's a handsome boy, yes you are. Well done, he's a smart boy. Let's go. Jiangyin lies in the south of Jiangsu province with more than 5,000 years of civilization. Pufferfish should be treated with great care. The blood, fins and organs are deadly. Jiangyin International Flower and Bird Fair makes a peaceful and quiet getaway. Heidu wine and Ma Ti Su are other local delicacies, a wise choice of snacks and afternoon tea. We somehow managed to get a tad lost, so decide to take a bus heading back towards the hotel. Suddenly, I ran across an old friend of mine. 你要去哪里？
现在我到我店里。
电影。
我的针灸诊所。
哦。
去玩吗？就是在阳光路啊。
真的好。Wow, acupuncture. I've always been fascinated/nervous about traditional Chinese medicine. Maybe our wise man knows another secret to longevity. 你的身体那么好，爸爸大概55岁，他 他比你走慢一点。我不喜欢竞争。
这样子难看。
在这里做什么？
啊，这个
有什么好处？
心脏多好。对心脏、口腔的病，眼睛的病，鼻炎。
说什么都。
这是一条线。
哇。Because we need to leave this in for about 20 minutes, and it's actually not as painful as I'm making it out to be. I was expecting the pain of having blood taken out of me, but I need to leave it for about 20 minutes because it helps a lot actually. Apparently, Chinese believe it helps with your circulation. 你学了针灸多久？
到现在我搞这个行业已经70多年了。
70多年，哇！哇，你很专业。
因为我是89岁了。
那所以我相信你这个。你为什么放这个针巾在头上？
头上是治疗他瘫痪的。
瘫痪的，
就是脑溢血脑症的那个病。
那你怎么收费？
一个疗程就是要120的话嘛，要10次要1200个块钱。
你可以拿教吧？
还可以了。
大声一点。
我有。有事你们这胆子小，这个我们是报废的。
好，谢谢你。Revitalized, energized.